Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 19, text number 170. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhakti or devotion service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and simply by being employed in service of the Lord, one's senses are purified. Purport. This verse quoted from Narada Pancharatra is found in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The sense, the Bhaktivedanta purport. So this is a verse in the conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is defining what is devotional service, bhakti. It's a very important verse that Prabhupada quoted very often. Because it gives a very clear idea of how to practice devotional service. The goal of all sadhana bhakti is to awaken our original consciousness, which is Krishna consciousness. Thinking I am just this body, I am part of this world, is Maya consciousness. Krishna consciousness means body is part of this Maya world, but I am eternal, Krishna is eternal, I am his part and parcel. So always remembering that I am his, I belong to him, I am not complete, I am complete only with Krishna. In other words, if you think of yourself, you will automatically think of Krishna. If you think of Krishna, you will think of yourself. There is no separate thinking about, oneself or about Krishna. The truth is that I am part and parcel and he is the supreme whole. What is our present consciousness? Our present consciousness is that my constitution is this body, and then you are looking for Krishna if you want Krishna consciousness. And if you are not looking for Krishna consciousness, then you are simply looking for satisfying the soul's deep instincts for happiness, knowledge, bliss through various material activities. These material activities are under two classes. The material activities which we see in the material world They are generally called fruitive activities. And another kind of activity is going after jnana, that is mental speculation activity. So fruitive activity and speculative activity is the activity of the conditioned soul in this material world. We cannot keep quiet without doing any activity. We cannot keep quiet without doing any psychological activity or physical activity. Our mind is always active. Thinking, feeling, willing is always active. Doing is active. Desiring is active. We cannot keep quiet because that is the nature of the soul. And the soul also cannot stop searching happiness, cannot stop searching pleasure. That is also soul's nature. Different kinds of rasa the soul wants. So even though they have forgotten Krishna, it is a soul's tendency to seek happiness, but it is trying to seek happiness through unconstitutional kind of activity, which is, one is activity of fruitive activity, and the other is activity of philosophical activity or jnanic search, mental speculation, both without Krishna. There are so many people who are philosophers. They tell what is life. They don't have anything to do with Krishna. They don't connect to Krishna. Some people say God is there. Some philosophy, God-centered philosophy. But then none of these are devotional service. They are not real philosophy. Real philosophy is not about explaining what you are doing in this life, but you need to, real philosophy has to explain why you are not satisfied in this material world. Millions and millions of jivas. Your philosophy has to satisfy why living entities are suffering in this world. The philosophy has to satisfy why is your nature Sat Chittanananda. So these are all, any real philosophy should satisfy all these things. And the philosophy in Bhagavad Gita, philosophy in Srimad Bhagavatam, that is not mental speculation. That is philosophy that is descending from the perfect source Krishna through parampara, which gives answers to all these questions. So we also use our intelligence to understand who I am, who is God, everything. But we apply our logic, we apply our intelligence on the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, what they said. We are not searching out, looking into the blank space, who is God, all this. Who is God is given in this Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So I have to apply my intelligence and understand. So it's not that the devotees who are in pure devotion service are not connected with jnana. They are connected with divya jnana. Divya jnana is coming from divya source, divine source. So it's not that bhakti does not have any connection with jnana. Now, next is about fruitive activities. All the living entities are engaged in the material world, are forced to engage in the material world because of forgetting Krishna in fruitive activity. Fruitive activity means I am self-earned, self-protected, self-provided, self-taken care. Self-taught. So everything this is observed from our childhood. As we progress, when we are children, at that time we are dependent on parents, but very soon we realize that we have to stand on our own feet. I have to earn myself. I have to earn a living. When you are kids, parents protected, parents provided. So we were always in a playful mood. But even when we were kids, that the parents would scare us, tell us, see, if you don't study, if you don't work hard, later on you will suffer. But otherwise, when we were small children, that is our original state. Original state is like we are dependent upon Krishna. A child never thinks, what will happen to my tomorrow's food? A child never thinks. A child never thinks of any dangers because he is always feeling the parents are there. So this kind of protective consciousness from the protection from the higher source, we all know about it. We all have experience about it when we were small kids. The same consciousness we have to now bring it up. That Krishna is my protector, Krishna is my maintainer. One more thing we have to add. When we were kids, we were not worried about our future. We were not worried about dangers. Because in the background consciousness, we know that there are protecting forces. But there we were engaging in playing, in rasa. You bring the same consciousness of Krishna being the protector and maintainer, and engage in devotional service of Krishna. You can say, engage in playing with Krishna. Then, that is nothing but definition of Krishna consciousness, perfect Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given it in this is quoted from Pancharatra, Narada Pancharatra. This verse, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam, free from all kinds of material designations, free from all desires except desire to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tatparatvena nirmalam, free from having only exclusive purpose of nirmalam means pure purpose of pleasing Krishna. How? Rishikena Rishikesha. The Lord is the master of my senses, my mind, my intelligence, my gross senses, Panchendriya, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Manas, Buddhi. These are all part of the whole list of senses. And these senses have to be engaged in the service of the master of the senses. Where is the master of the senses? It's not somewhere in, you devotion service means you serve somebody who is far away. Where is the master of the senses? The master of senses is seated as super soul in our heart. Who is Rishikesha? In each body, Krishna is the Rishikesha in our body. So morning to evening we engage in service with our senses. One sense sometime, another sense sometime, different. But as long as we engage, here the clue is given. Rishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam. So we simply have to see that where is my sense engaged now, right now? It should be exclusively engaged. Is it in Krishna's service? No. Then immediately put it in Krishna's service. Withdraw the senses. This is practice of devotion service. And find out in each situation how I can give pleasure to Krishna with my senses. If we are confronted with different situations during the course of the day, our life. Sometimes this situation, then sometimes that situation. After 3-4 hours, another new situation, another situation. So we deal with many situations during the day. We negotiate situations in life. How does everybody else in the material world negotiate with situations in life? They negotiate by thinking, what is there in it for me? What I can take out of the situation for me? Whereas, what is the practice of devotional service? What is there for Krishna in it? What is there for Guru in it? It is just change of consciousness from self-centered enjoyment to Krishna-centered love. So this is all practically. So much philosophy we may talk, but practically with perfection of life means to engage our senses in the service of the Lord. Engage every situation. Use your intelligence. How to benefit Prabhupada and Krishna through this situation. That means automatically I am the servant of Krishna will start manifesting. Awakening, servant of Krishna. That is my original consciousness. That is my consciousness, Nirmalam, pure consciousness. I am servant of Krishna. Free from all these designations of social designation. I am this body is the first designation, which is a lie we tell ourselves right from the time we are born till we meet the spiritual master. Then we take another birth. The spiritual master says, you are not the body, you are part and parcel of Krishna. You are not temporary, you are eternal. That is why anybody who meets a spiritual master is called a Dvija, second born. Because it's a major change in life. From your parents you are born as a body, but by the spiritual master's mercy, you are reborn as an eternal servant of Krishna. Because the soul has no birth and death. The spiritual master just awakens our original position as the eternal servant of Krishna. Indestructible. Our permanent position. Our secure position. And after that, whether you take any number of lives does not matter. Because you are awakened as a servant of Krishna. Your body is only an instrument to serve the Lord. So we should mold our life in such a way, our daily life in such a way, that we apply this Rishikesha Sevanam, service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what is service? Service means pleasing the senses of the served. So in Krishna's senses, Krishna is not an ordinary person. Oh, the highest philosophy is I have to serve another person and his senses. Yeah, if you think like that, then it doesn't make sense. If you think of Krishna as an ordinary person, it doesn't make sense. When you think of Krishna as defined by the Shastras, Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Nadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karna Karanam, that personality who is the cause of all causes, that personality Krishna, who is the supreme controller, Ishvaraha Parama Krishna, that supreme personality who is not of a material body but of an infinite Satchidananda Vigraha, that person is to be, his senses are to be served. Rishikesha Sevanam means his senses has to be served. And where is he? So he is not talking when you say that we should serve with our senses the Supreme Lord. He is not an ordinary person. He is in our heart. Rishikesha cannot be seen. I myself cannot be seen. With my eyes I see my body, but I don't see my soul. I can live my soul, I can feel my soul, but I cannot see my soul with these eyes. I cannot see Rishikesha with my eyes. Rishikesha Sevanam, serving the Lord, one has to understand it is not a small thing. This service is to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Before you can serve his senses, you have to serve his mind. You cannot go close to a person and serve his senses before having a relationship. You have to go close to his mind. And how do I know the mind of Rishikesha? Here, this is the mind of Rishikesha. If you understand the mind of Rishikesha, you become close to Rishikesha. Then you practice. Every sense of yours is engaged in the service of the Lord. Means you don't do anything that is not pleasing to Krishna. That is first. First you have to serve the mind of the person. Then you become close. Then serving the senses of the Supreme Lord is a very advanced stage of relationship with Krishna. And that also Krishna very mercifully says, okay, you come. He gives us deity worship. And he says, you engage in service. You please cook for me and you can offer to my senses. Krishna's tongue, transcendental tongue. If bhakti is there, Krishna takes our offering. That means Rishikesha Sevanam. Directly you are serving Krishna's senses. You are decorating him nicely, the deity. Krishna is pleased. You are glorifying him with kirtan in front of him. Krishna receives that kirtan. You chant his name, immediately he is pleased. So pleasing Krishna is the original pleasure of all living entities, which we can see even in this material world. If you love someone, the phenomena can be seen in the material world also. If you love someone, you want to please him more and more and more. You want to serve him more and more, serve his cause more and more. Even at the cost of sacrificing one's pleasure. Have you not seen this? Parents work so hard for their children, they sacrifice many of their pleasures for the sake of the children, in the interest of the children's future. It's all there, but it's all misapplied. So bhakti is same way, full of self-sacrifice to do what is pleasing to the Lord who is seated in our heart. You don't have to think of, I am serving Krishna who is in Goloka Vrindavana. No. Start your devotion service by pleasing the Lord who is there in your heart. Then we become purified. Then we become free from material designations. This practice of serving Rishikesha will free us from material designations. And automatically I am servant of the Supreme Lord will manifest. And then higher aspects of Krishna is everywhere. That is the wonder about God, no? Not that, our understanding of God is not God who is seated somewhere else with a beard on the top. No. The Vedic philosophy is God is inside and outside everything. At the same time, He is also aloof in His world. So simultaneously both are true. That God, yes, is there in Goloka abode. At the same time, that same Supreme Lord is in His fullness. He is there in everything. And therefore you see that Krishna as Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, as Bhagavan, so many forms of the Lord, so many avatars. So the energies of the Lord, whether it is the marginal energy or external energy, material energy, they are constantly connected with Krishna. To see the world without Krishna, as described in the scriptures, that is illusion. In every karmi's life, Krishna is involved. Without Him, they cannot experience, because every living entity is part and parcel. They cannot experience the karmi life. Because He is ultimate administrator of the laws of karma. It's our choice when we choose fruitive activities, fruitive life. It's our choice to embrace laws of karma. And that also requires, the law of karma also requires the administrator or requires the sanctioning. So my Krishna is involved in everybody's life. My Krishna is involved in every situation. And involved, and what is the nature of his involvement? He reveals in the Bhagavad Gita. Ye etama prapadyante tam state bhajamiham. As you surrender, I reciprocate. The living entities who do not want to remember Krishna, he reciprocates as material consciousness, forgetfulness of Krishna. You want to go back to Krishna, then Krishna will immediately take steps to guide you, to take you to a spiritual master and try to give all support. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite, by which you come to me. So entire existence is Krishna and his energies. We should not see material energy as, or material world as independent of Krishna. Not a blade of grass can move without his sanction. So begin devotion service with service to Hrishikesha, the Lord in our heart, with our senses. That is the definition of bhakti. Very tangible it is. A thought comes in your mind. Does it please Krishna who is in my heart? Accept it. Otherwise, reject it. How do you accept and reject? You need Guru. How do one exercise free will? By intelligence. So spiritual intelligence is required. A child does not know to accept this or accept that, because it cannot analyze. Similarly, without Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, we are like kids. We do not know what decision to take. What thinking to accept, what thinking to reject. What feeling to accept, what feeling to reject. What actions to accept, what actions, what to do and what not to do. What to desire, what not to desire. How to see something, how not to see something. All this decision making, that is where the spiritual master comes into the picture. Without the intelligence from the spiritual master, without the association of sadhus, one cannot make choices that are pleasing to Krishna. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, they are telling what is it that pleases Krishna. What is dharma? What is the purpose of everything in existence? That is dharma. Do we see the world as world and the objects in this world as per the purpose that is for which it is created by Krishna? There is a perspective for everything from the scriptures, and we live according to that, then it pleases Krishna. But today, where is our, we have no perspectives of Shastra at all. We have only one perspective, what gives me pleasure. Everything you see as an object for exploitation for my pleasure. But that is not pleasing to Hrishikesha. Hrishikesha, he has there is a purpose for everything. Take for example sex. Who understands in the modern world, who has a perspective that it has a very limited purpose as designed by the Supreme Lord for procreation. Only those who follow the dharma, they understand that. And Krishna says, I am sex life according to regulatory principles. That means according to Shastra. That means for a purpose for which it is created. And beyond that, a devotee has no connection with that. Any connection beyond that is called Maya, illusion. It's all self-created. So modern world, if you see, so much of concoction, self-created, self-concocted ideas, impressions, ideas, false hopes, and people become, they have got completely, they think life is meant for sex. It is not even true. Can you live by sex alone? You have to eat also, no? This is a simple common sense. They take for granted eating and all, and they become addicts to sex because they think that's life. They become obsessed with body, their own body with others' bodies. So we cannot see the world according to our own concocted way. We have to see the world as Krishna wants us to see the world. Give everything its right value, limited value. Just like God has given us pleasure in the tongue. And there is a purpose for that. If the tongue did not have pleasure, then we will not eat. Then we will not survive. Population cannot survive. So what is the purpose of taste? So that you eat to live. So that you live. But if you live to taste, what happens? Just simple intelligence. That taste had a secondary role. Primary role was your existence. But you take that taste as a primary role of primary purpose of life. First of all, you can never satisfy that. So the entire philosophy of life changes. I should live in this world to eat nicely. That becomes a philosophy. Not that I should eat so that I live nicely. Ulta. Now go to sex. They're very important. It's a modern big problem. Especially with porn industry. It's supposed to be the most money-making industry. So make it, what happens? It gives a philosophy to the people that you have to live for sex. At least live for eating a little better. means not as stupid, not as dumb. As living for sex is so dumb. It's so dumb that even materialists, they themselves say that it is a psychological disease. They lose interest in everything else in life. They're only focusing on that obsession. It's a very small thing in your life. You cannot make life itself that. So neither you can live only by eating, neither you can live only by sex, neither you can live only by sleeping. Sleep is required. Very nice sleep. 24 hours I'll sleep. Life cannot go on. Sex, very nice. 24 hours I work. Doesn't work. Common sense is absent in all these kind of modern youngsters without cultured homes. Somehow in the house, in the home, if there is a good culture, the child is saved. There is no culture, only materialistic culture that he adopts outside. Completely mind is trapped in all these misunderstandings of life. To eat, you have to sleep, you're mate, you're defending. All these things are to be regulated. And how to regulate that, Krishna is talking in the Bhagavad Gita. So we have to live. We're talking about Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. 24 hours. Which includes Krishna's guidance, how to eat, how to sleep, how to mate, how to defend, what is the value. That way we become pleasing, our lifestyle become pleasing to Rishikesha, to Lord of the senses. So Krishna consciousness is very, very practical. Somehow people misunderstand, philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, it's about philosophy. What you should eat, what you should not eat is given in Bhagavad Gita. So is it philosophy? What you eat, what it will produce, Sattva-guna, Rajo-guna, Tamo-guna. To that detail it is given. The role of lust given. So, syncing with the purpose of the Lord in everything, in every situation. That is Rishikena Rishikesha Sevan. Then you are serving the Lord in the heart. So first we will become a dharmic soul. A dharmic soul. Then becomes transcendental. Sarva dharman paritteja mam ekam sharanam braja. All the other things, how things should be done as per the design of the creation, or what the jiva should do as per his constitution, should worship Krishna, all those things. After saying all that, in the end Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritteja mam ekam sharanam braja. Aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshesya ma suchaha. Forget all that, only one thing. He is just surrender to me, worship me, become my devotee. And that's what, yet bhakti happens at different levels. Because we are contaminated, sadhana bhakti begins. Our mind is full of old thoughts, old egos, enjoyment and all those things. First you have to disassociate. They are called anarthas. They are actually not me. no, I am so, I don't think I can take devotion service. I got so much lust, I got so much material ambitions and all these things. First thing that you learn in Krishna consciousness is, they are not you. Okay, they are there. Because the mind is contaminated, conditioned, habituated. Bad habits, thinking, feeling, bad pleasure habits. Let it be there. But what does Krishna consciousness teach? It is not your pleasure. It is not your natural situation. There artificially is there. So at least now take a decision to clear that. That clearing, that is called anartha nivritti. Removing all those unwanted things. Just like an example I said to you, not just to live only to taste. You live only to eat. It's an idea that, it's an ignorant idea or a philosophy of life that you made. That is not your true life at all. It is a lie you are telling yourself. I am this body is a lie that you are telling yourself. These are anarthas. Don't take anartha to be that's what you are. Okay, I cannot help but act as this body now. But then you should understand that this is not my normal situation. If I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hear nicely, a day will come when I don't feel the way I am feeling now. I am this body. I am divine. This body is a limitation. I have to engage this body somehow. I have to feed it, clean it, and engage my body in the journey to liberate my soul from this body. Life is not meant to fatten the body. Even if you want, you cannot. You will get old. It will die. So it's a very powerful statement to practice Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Very fundamental definition which is of Bhakti. What is Bhakti? Because we cannot be independent. We are amshas of Rishikesha. The Lord and the living entity has to be together. You can be either consciously together or unconsciously together. An atheist is also unconsciously together with Krishna. Without Krishna, he cannot be an atheist. He cannot be anything. And for all this removal of unwanted things, the easiest way is to associate with Krishna's incarnation. One is Rishikesha, who is Lord in our heart, to keep him always pleased, to please him more. Krishna gives a chance for us to directly associate with him and serve him with our gross senses, tongue, ears, mind, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So without the help of this chanting, it is very difficult to practice this Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Very difficult to practice. It becomes easy when we chant as guided by the spiritual master, 16 rounds, nicely chant and hear. Then you can live a relationship of 24 hours relationship with Krishna in your heart. Any questions, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you spoke about self-centered enjoyment and Krishna-centered love.
Yeah.
And also you also spoke about thoughts. So one fundamental question, Prabhu, how thoughts arise in one's mind-body system?
Yeah. First there is the soul. which is beyond the material mind-body system. The soul is surrounded with one layer called contaminated consciousness or chittam. So this chittam is nothing but your total experiential memories of not only this life, many lives, all those things. So all those are also covering the soul. Then you have this mind intelligence, false ego, mind intelligence, and this gross body. So there is a gross body, then inside mind intelligence and a social ego which you are dealing with right now. And then behind it there is the memory. In modern terms, you can call it a subconscious mind. So there is a conscious mind, conscious intelligence, conscious ego, and there is a stock of subconscious, which again consists of old mind, old intelligence, old ego. Stock. That is why, you see, when you wake up in the morning, you go, you brush your teeth. Your conscious mind is not involved. Your chittam has taken over there. So you don't have to think in order to brush your teeth. But so let's say you, first time in your childhood, your parents are giving you brush and telling you how to put the paste and brush the teeth. That time you have to use your conscious mind. You learn. Immediately your subconscious mind, chittam, is learnt. In few days it is learning. After that the conscious mind need not worry about how to do this activity. It has become automatic. At that time child can be thinking of something else. So in the same, so therefore you have to understand that we not only have an online mind, intelligence and ego, we have a hard disk of mind, intelligence, ego. So suddenly they get loaded. That's where the thoughts come. Your question is, where do these thoughts come? Right now I don't want these thoughts, but it is coming. Because the situation triggers the thoughts. You have stored all these thinking, feeling and willing and tagged it to different situations. Immediately that particular one will come out. For instance, if you are in the office, let's say suddenly you get a phone call. Till then you are dealing with office matters. The other side, a customer is calling. Immediately, you already have stored all experience. You know how to talk to him, what to talk to him, why he is called. Oh, some pending thing is there, everything. Immediately, where does it come from? From the subconscious. And then your online mind, intelligence, ego, adds new input to this. This again also goes and gets stored in your subconscious. So there is a continuous between chittam and your online mind. There is continuous interaction. So that is why it is said that just simply don't accept what comes from into your mind as a thought, because it is a incompletely processed thought. It doesn't take into consideration the present situation. So take the present situation, again you modify your understanding of the situation. So you don't accept whatever they say, think twice. So first thing that comes is based on what you know till now. Now there is something new situation based on this. Now you have to think, and what will be your response to it? Old response is this: think twice, they say. So continuously, the old you and the new you. The you is always fresh. The soul is always fresh. The new you is partnering with the old you and creating again newer you. So therefore we cannot go by what comes in our mind. Automatically what comes in your mind is what is in your subconscious mind. Now your conscious mind should take a decision. And to take that decision, you should take a dharmic decision. That decision where in each situation, in this situation, what should I do? By Guru, Sadhu and Shastra's guidance, you take a decision that will please the Lord in your heart. Got it?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for this opportunity. Recently I read an article in one of the English dailies wherein they had written that to get the maximum benefit of chanting, we need to chant the name of the Lord only in the following order. That is Rama first, Krishna, Narayana, Govinda and Narasimha. For a moment, if this were to be taken as a hypothetically the basis, then the Hare Krishna Mahamantra mentioned in one of our Puranas complies with that, wherein Rama is first, then Krishna. Would you please clarify this? Thank you so much.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the scriptures also give the mantra as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The Upanishads, Vedas, they give it in the Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. In Puranas you find it the other way. So the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took out, it is said that the reason why he gave Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, because he wanted everybody to chant. There is a Vedic injunction that only after a certain level of purification you can chant Vedic mantras. Vedic mantras including Upanishads. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not want to violate the Vedic injunction that Veda mantra should be chanted only those who are purified. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra be chanted by everybody, as demonstrated by Srila Prabhupada. He went to America, he told people who are drug addicts, chant Hare Krishna. You are a drunkard, chant Hare Krishna. The traditionalist, what they will say? First you stop drinking, then you take Nama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, take Krishna Nama, give up your drinking. Drink Krishna, all the drinks will stop. So each of those injunctions that has its own context. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed that as far as possible. At the same time he wanted to give mercy. Krishna, God is not limited to anybody. Ultimately God can be all merciful. He can be all merciful. So you start with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Which is first, which is second? Hare Rama string is first or Hare Krishna string is first? Where do you want to get stuck? So in a sense it's not an issue at all. You start with this or you start with the other. Still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed that because he was God himself. He wanted to set example. Gayatri Mantra, everybody chants now. Supposed to be confidential. Received. It will not be effective. Gayatri Mantra requires purification, pre-qualification. It requires pre-qualification. Hare Krishna Mahamantra doesn't require pre-qualification. No Purascharya is required. It will immediately affect Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Just a clarification. You said there is a Vedic injunction that one should have the qualification to chant. Then in that sense, chanting Rama first and then Krishna by an ordinary man, would it constitute an offense then? That case, because in many temples we do see Rama first and Krishna, because as a commoner, probably if I were to see that before coming into the church with Krishna consciousness, probably I would have taken that, even though I'm not Vedically qualified to chant that. So would it constitute an offense?
No, very soon you will come to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
By
Rama,
the grace
Hare
of God, I've already come. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Your intention matters.
Thank you.
You want God, then God will come in there. Let's say you take him in that form, then for it to be more effective, he will come in this way.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
The thought you told that we have to give our limited attention to the something, like the tongue gives pleasure, so we can't live for only eating.
Yeah.
So this is a great and eye-opener thought for me today. But some people, they love just to eating. They drink like alcohol. They become addicted. So how we make them, like how we take them away from that thought? What we can do? Something.
First thing is, just like you got enlightened today. It struck you, right?
Yeah.
You cannot live by drinks alone. You should just tell him. Make him understand. Is life total drinks? Addict means what? They actually believe it is that. Rest all unconsciously they do. The only consciously the thing they do is what they are obsessed with. Drink, 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 drink. And out of circumstances, somebody will force, wife, somebody will come, hey, you also have to eat here. Then you will eat. Otherwise, people who get addicted to it, on their own, they have become incapacitated to do anything else in life. They mess up their life, they spoil their life, they spoil their career. Today, porn addiction is like that. There's so much studies being done on that. How it is destroying. It's like any other addiction. No difference. Addiction is addiction. So you have to see, they need sadhu sangha, who gives what is a balance of life. Just not possible to live like that. Just like if you get 10,000 rupees salary, first day you go and spend 10,000 rupees. Next rest of the month, how you live? Huh? That also you have to work. So balance is required in life. Tongue balance, sex balance, this balance, bank balance, everything. Suppose day and night you're only thinking about your future. Oh, future. 10,000 you get salary, send 10,000, put in the FD. And don't eat, don't sleep, no, nothing. Nothing. Will life work? It will not work. So for future saving means 1% keep. If you go into saving obsession, you have an abnormal life. So we have to balance everything. That is called regulative life. Life has to be regulated. Life has to be disciplined. Discipline means what? Control. Disciplined eating, controlled eating, controlled sleeping. All these things have to be, it has to be an integrated pleasure. One pleasure cannot eat into your other pleasure. One pleasure cannot be at the cost of other pleasure. Isn't it? So many demands our mind-body system has got. Not only gross bodily demands, subtle demands are. Mind needs happiness. Material happiness itself, mind needs happiness. Ego needs social, name, fame, all those things. So people who do not have balance in all these things, when you indulge in something, you should think how it is going to affect every other dimension of my life. So there is a Western philosophy called hedonism. If there is pleasure here, grab it. It is nothing but animal life. And most of the modern students, because they don't have training in life, they are also very confused. If there is pleasure, why I should not enjoy? But you should at least think that if I enjoy this pleasure, it will affect my other pleasures. That much intelligence, common sense also is lost. This is nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. If you want to be materially also optimally happy in this material world, you cannot have an unregulated life. You cannot have an unregulated life. And this is not taught to the youth, the modern days. There are two things, Shreyas and Preyas. Preyas means what? Your basis of pleasure is Preyas means immediate satisfaction. You jump for it. Shreyas means you accept, if I jump for it, yes, there is pleasure in it. Shreyas means you think how it affects your other dimensions of life. Long term, is it sustainable? That is Shreyas. Today, if I enjoy this, how it is going to hit me somewhere else? That is Shreyas. Preyas is animalistic decision. Right now, pleasure is there, take it. Nice, tasty food is there, eat. You forget that you have to go to work, You lose your job. If you eat so much, you go and sleep, you'll miss the job and you lose the job. Huh? That's Preyas. So human beings needs control. Self-control is required. Self-control is for one's own benefit. Sometimes when you tell children, control yourself, they'll think it's a big punishment. At least when we become adults, self-control means, we should say it is my benefit. I am controlling my mind, I am controlling my body, I am controlling my senses for my benefit. So very happily you will engage in self-control. Just like it's very tasty food. Happily, enough. Happily you do. Another thing is what? Oh, I cannot eat more. Oh, somehow I cannot eat. cannot eat. What to do? What to do? You will fail. 100% you will fail. You will eat it. Huh? Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, recently I've gone through a article in a newspaper where Karnataka state government was discussing removing eggs from the school students, the government school students, where they for the midday meal program they were discussing. There was a discussion.
Removing or adding?
Removing the egg.
Removing.
And there were critics saying that in a democracy, implementing the food style of one section to overall population was not a right thing in a democracy, was a criticism. And also, Prabhu, there are millions of population would like fisheries, poultry, and many of the things. They're depending their livelihood on these non-veg industries. And also, Prabhu, so these population is surviving on these industries as well. If this industry is been removed or anything like that, there are many innocents, like right from the babies, the elders and the old family members would suffer. So I had confusion, Prabhu. So what's your thoughts on this? So your thoughts would help me a lot, Prabhu. And also I was
you cannot solve the problems of this world at all. That is the first mistake you are doing. Has anybody solved? Nobody has solved. There will be unemployed people, there will be poverty, there will be deprivation. This is a law of karma. So you cannot create an ideal world here. Therefore you see in terms of what is best. As far as we are concerned, now the point you are saying, I will tell you. Point you are trying to tell is, these kids were getting eggs. Suddenly state stopped the eggs. So many people who are living on the poultry, they are now suffering. So that is why to solve all these things you need buddhi from Bhagavad Gita. So first buddhi from Bhagavad Gita is, the wise lament not for the living nor the dead. This is all, everybody's quota of sukha dukkha will come. You do your duty. And if those who want to eat non-veg, they got freedom to do. ISKCON has to serve midday meal. We have got the freedom to do without eggs. So everybody has got freedom. So if suppose if they say no, you have to give egg, then I will not give. I will withdraw. If I have to give, I am not thinking, okay, I have principles based on Krishna consciousness. Somebody else may do. Let's some other caterer, cook, give. I'm not against. Oh, there, nothing. You do. You from your platform, you give eggs. Go give eggs. What you want to give, you give. If they are ready to eat, somebody gives, somebody eats. Create action, reaction, all those things. I'm not into all that. We are not. See, Krishna has given freedom to everybody in this material world. Who am I to say that? We are telling that you give up all this, go back to Godhead. We are Prabhupada, or we are never trying to make this material world into Vaikuntha. That is not our mission. A place like this is required for living entities also. That is what Krishna has created. Isn't it? Where do what you want. So that's how we reconcile with everything that's going on in this world. Lord is in control. He has created, law of karma he has created. Chalne do. Very happy. This world is also, for me, this world is also like Vaikuntha only. Don't get worried, they are starving, they are this thing and this thing and this thing. That's their choice. To leave Krishna and come here and be on their own and to suffer is their choice. Krishna is giving choice, you come back to me. Free from birth, death, old age, disease, there is a world, come back to me if you want. So here we are trying to, preaching means we are trying to identify who are the ready souls for that. Bas, that's all. We are not worried that only, so many people have come for a Sunday program. So many people are in Bangalore. They can all get Krishna consciousness. Yeah, potentially they can get Krishna conscious, but they don't want to come today. You all want to come today. You want to hear. You want to spend Sunday hearing this. So for you, Krishna created ISKCON. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu, one practical experience I had yesterday in Rath Yatra, something fantastic. I got prasadam from Madhu Pandit Prabhu, from Chanchalpati Prabhu. I could offer fruits to the Lord. But while looking at the Ratha, on the footpath I slipped because there was a step. So I had gone to the ambulance yesterday, came, I went to the hospital, again came back. Then I had practical experience of Padam Padam Yat Vipadam. So Prabhu, this experience or something like Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam, Bhagavad Gita 13.9, I keep getting daily. Some medicines I am taking, so I know I am getting old, so without specs I can't see. Now, as and when the body is reducing. Plus in 8.15 Bhagavad Gita, Dukhalaya Shashvatam, temporary place of material miseries. And Prabhu, since I went to some doctor also, she told you are a foodie. So Prabhu, foodie. So Prabhu, instead before of eating outside, after coming to ISKCON, my folk guides Krishna Prasadam is excellent. So I eat, some medicine also is there. So craving for food is there. So I keep eating Krishna Prasadam as far as possible. So Prabhu, and some addictions earlier was there like drinking, Johnny Walker or VAT 69, once or twice I had. But over here, Saturday if I come, I get Narsima
Panakam.
So there is no change, Prabhu. Only thing is, what I was drinking habit I can't give up. But only what I am drinking got changed, Prabhu.
Very good.
Eating also I can't change because that...
Nobody can change, not only you.
Urge to it. And Krishna Prasadam is so nice, Prabhu. So, it is nectarian. Sometimes Karela is also coming. I went to Pune Ashram. That is also nice, Prabhu. So and once I ate more prasadam I took from folk hostel. I slept during office hours. I lost that project, but not the job. So the only difference...
Krishna saved your job.
Yes,
because it was prasadam and prasadam sleep.
And daily after prasadam I am sleeping. I got my meeting also changed. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got it 4:30 so that I can sleep in the afternoon after prasadam. So only difference happened, Prabhu, after losing that project was I got a project in Manyata. And I am coming to Krishna every day, means every weekend.
So that is what it is said. When you satisfy Krishna, then Krishna involves in your life. What you are telling is all correct. If it was somewhere else, for that sleeping, you would have lost the job.
Yes, Prabhu.
You did not lose the job. Krishna is involved. Rishikesha is involved.
Yes,
It is not a small thing to take only prasadam and not go for bhoga.
Yes, Prabhu. Because eating and sleeping is
Because you are following what Krishna said.
Yes,
Krishna says those who do not eat prasadam are eating sin. Anything eating which is not offered, it is sin.
Yes, Prabhu.
Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.